Content Catchup.
Friends and enemies, welcome.
No, read that. I was way overpowering you.
Oh, God. Recording continues smoothly. Live video will return when the internet improves. That's a good start, isn't it? Welcome, New Year, same shitty internet, to Content Catch-Up. Happy New Year, Barks.
Oh, thanks, Jules. It's good to be here for the first time in 2023. How was your break? We had a few weeks off.
We've had a few weeks off. We still got another couple of weeks off, which is perfect. Break's going well. Been down to the beach, which was very relaxing. Went down. Actually, went to the beach physically every day, which was nice. Got a bit of a tan on. Went into the water. Lived my best life.
I'm glad
all the things
you
you would have
mentioned this
absolutely hated. Why?
Yeah, because I don't know who follows Jules on social media, but your lovely partner Mars posted this outrageous photo of you with your ripped back facing the water, hair, your glorious locks saturated, and I don't know, Jules. I think you could do if you're interested in some modelling. I'm giving you props because that looked like some sort of beach. I don't know, building you up here, but.
Oh,
well
thank you. What can I say?
Maybe a bit uncomfortable.
A bit uncomfortable, but no, it was right photo, right angle. I'll say that. The lighting did definitely.
How many
hit in
shots
the right
did you
way.
take?
Probably about 10.
Okay, you chose the right.
No,
one.
I just chose the one where you couldn't see my my face or my my chest, which was also severely burnt at one stage. But no, it was a lovely time, Michael. What about you? What have you been up to? How before we go any further? Sorry, New Year's. What did you actually end up doing? Because I heard that there was some rumblings that you may have cancelled your plans.
Well, so we'll go on to why you already know this, Jules, because we had some visitors over during the break, but no, we kept it pretty low key. But I ended up just going to our friends Mark and Catherine's, and we took the dogs there, and it was a bit of a Catherine and Mark live in an apartment, so we had two of our dogs, and then they've got a greyhound as well, so 3 dogs, about 6 people in a very. Oh, it's not that small space. It's double story, but it's just a bit crazy. It was good fun, but yeah, the highlight of the night was probably Reggie being shit scared of stairs. He hasn't come across stairs yet, so that was quite funny.
Oh, old Reggie, hey?
Yeah,
Reggie.
He got up them, but then when he wanted to go down the stairs, he was petrified to the point that he actually pissed on the lovely Catherine and Mark's fold-out bed. So, Happy New Year, Reg.
This leads me to another point, and I don't know if we want to jump.
A lot of segues here
into the contentroversial call.
No, save it. Let's go to dinner.
Okay, dinner was good. Lovely early boss to the lovely Elise who prepared a delicious ricotta and spinach cannelloni. It was delicious, very nice. Early egg to friends and enemies.
Jules, you came over to our house for dinner. Is what you didn't give context.
Yeah,
you came over.
We came over for dinner. That's the context you need. I'm still mad because I tell you what, Michael, you have a lot to learn about hosting people in your house.
Oh no! Here we go. What do I do?
So I don't know whether this is some kill scythe kind of thing or not. But in the north, when we have guests over to our house, we offer them a drink. We offer them something to eat, and then when we sit down at the table, the one thing we don't do is squirt them in the eye with a water spray bottle.
Yeah. Well, first point you raised, I put your drink straight away in the fridge. Did I not?
You did.
And I believe I probably threw a line around going, "Does anybody want one?" And Marnes politely said, "No, I just had one," and I think you denied it too. So I just watch your mouth.
Yeah, the drinks weren't the issue, Michael. It was the jet-like stream of water I received into my eye while I was just sitting there doing nothing.
I'll cop that. So, friends and enemies, this spray bottle sits on our table because if Reggie barks or does something wrong that he's not meant to, he gets a bit of a spray in the face. And I don't know why I did it, but there was just a moment in maybe a bit of a lapse in conversation, and I saw it sitting there. I saw Jules' face primed for some water and got him fair square in the eyeball, and you did not appreciate it, did you?
No, I did not. I appreciated the shot. Like, it was a good shot.
Yeah, but bloody good shot.
I just don't know why it had to happen. I hadn't done anything wrong. You weren't trying to discipline
spontaneous,
me.
Jules. The new thing with me is I'm spontaneous, so I could do anything. And that was just an example of that.
So other discussion point: Christmas sparks.
Christmas. What did you get, Jules? Well, we could touch on the typical. I think we both did the same typical family things, which is it's great to see people, but boy, is it tiring, and that's probably just me being a bit of a whinger. But I'm sure you agree. Yeah,
not a man for a lot of social interaction. It was a lot of family. Yeah, it does, especially Christmas. Like, just too much. What did I get for Christmas? Mum and Dad got us a lot of like restaurant vouchers, which is always nice. Treat yourself.
Lovely.
And Marn's got me a new bike helmet and a little carry bag for my bike as well, which was greatly appreciated. Yeah, I definitely needed a new helmet to protect the noggin.
We haven't touched on your new bike, have we? How is your new bike?
New bike's going well. Took it out for a bit of a ride this morning. Went to a little running group, courtesy of friend of the show. Oh, no, probably not friend of the show, just a friend. Danny Wiseman, one of her. I don't even know if she supports it, to be honest. She probably doesn't. She always looks for podcast recommendations, but I'd be very confident to say she's never listened to this.
Well, we'll do a crime section.
Yeah, true crime. Dinner guest gets shot in the eye with water, blinded permanently. Who could have done it?
Anyway, your bike. We're going off.
The bike is good. It's great. I finally, friends and enemies, I finally upgraded my mode of transport to something that actually has gears. So I'm cruising around at the moment, going a lot faster than I ever have, and it is good because like, it does allow you to get a bit further. And I think that's one thing I got really lazy with my old bike is if something was more than 5K away, I wouldn't go. So, it's a good purchase. It's always hard when you spend a lot of money though, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what I'd relate that to. Maybe a camera. I assume it costs a bit more than a camera, but you got to treat yourself. Sometimes you. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoy it, and you've got a nice fresh helmet. So you're fully kitted out. I can't wait to see the first day back to see Jules rock up in his cool new outfit and bike vehicle.
That's all that's missing. I just got to get the Lycra now. I reckon that's the next purchase.
You would bright Lycra. I would. I forgot to touch on one point from our lovely dinner, and good shout out to Elise because the meal was delicious. But my dogs really did not like you, did they? I don't know what was up with them, but usually they're pretty good. Brad, that's small, Jack Russell, he went from humping you to try to bite you in,
and I get sprayed.
Seconds. And you get sprayed. I'm fine with that, Brad. I just like you to choose one. Like, that's two love-hate. Just pick one. You can't hump.
He's an aggressive lover.
Yeah, maybe he is. And then Reggie didn't like either of you either. It's because you're cat people, I think.
Yeah, probably. What did you get for Christmas, Barks?
Highlight would be a fresh new camera bag. So I've got a small camera bag, but I wanted a camera bag that would fit absolutely everything. So it would fit the laptop, would fit everything. And it's actually quite nifty. There's this company called Earth, and they I think they're good for the environment. That's where their sponsorship coming up. I think that's where the name comes into it. It's like Earth, but spelled differently. Really clever. No, but it's cool. It's got like a little camera pocket inside the bag, and you undo the side pockets and get your camera equipment out, and then it acts like a backpack in the normal bigger section. So that was the highlight.
Just having a look at it here online. It's very that is actually very stylish for you. I'm shocked.
Thank you.
I think it might be the most stylish thing you own.
Still just a plain black backpack. Nothing outrageous.
But very cool.
No, but they do some good stuff. So shout out to them if anybody's in for some camera equipment. The rest, I finally caught up to the year 2022/23 and got some wireless earphones. That was pretty good.
Oh, like the little earbuddy ones?
Yeah. I was usually, I don't know what I was bloody using, but they weren't good. So they're probably the two highlights. The rest are a bit of clothes.
You mean you don't know what you were buddy using?
I actually had to process what the hell you were trying to say then. They had a speech impediment.
I might.
All right, shall we move on? Oh, the only other thing from our catch-up we can review is that I went wedding outfit shopping today, Jules, by myself. So don't want to
talk us through
too much.
No, nothing. Oh, Elise doesn't listen to the show anyway, so.
No, I mean, I sent her photos during our work day to help me choose. You know how it is.
Yeah.
No, so I had in mind the sort of look of very earthy tones, not Earth the camera bag, but earthy.
Not
tones.
to be confused. You're not coming dressed in a camera bag.
Yeah. I might wear it actually. I'll shoot it at the wedding. What was I saying? Oh no, so I had in my mind like the look of the white linen top with sort of cream or lightish pants, but I didn't know if that was going to be too light, like light on light sort of vibe. But that's what I got today, and I got some brown shoes, so it's sort of very earthy, but I don't mind it. We'll see what Elise thinks in person, but I was fairly happy with my purchases.
Well, I think that's all that matters. I mean, just keep the receipt though, because you don't.
I did.
The last thing you want. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Wedding planning is, I imagine, an exciting time for people.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's really thrilling.
I just can't wait to. I can't wait to do a show live from your wedding. That's my goal.
What's Jules? Where's Jules? And what's he doing in the corner? Oh, he's recording.
Recording the podcast.
Speaking of weddings, did you ever get that vision that you promised me and the listeners of your celebrating?
Yes, I have it. Yep, I haven't cut it, so what I'll do is I'll open it up and we can have a watch later. Okay. How's that sound? Thank you for reminding me. It's a 5-minute epic, so
even if you just post it, that's all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I reckon we can watch a bit of it. I reckon it's pretty good. I still need to make the whole just me bit, but that's for me to do. Anyway, should we get on to some bloody
can't be that thrilling to go for too long. Content, Jules. So this week I don't really have my bit of content's a bit of story time, I think, and it's a bit of a refresher for our listeners out there because we all remember, and if you don't remember, here's a refresher, Gondola. Now, Gondola came up last season, and basically it's a platform where creatives all over the world can credit themselves to pieces of work they do for other companies. So if you work for, let's use Camille, our Chicago Bulls friend, if he did this really cool video or graphic, and he wanted people to know that he did it rather than just being under the Chicago Bulls brand, he can basically give himself credit on this wonderful app called Gondola. So it's really cool. And since I first shouted it out, it's just gone from strength to strength. And here's a bit of an example, Jules. So a couple of weeks ago, I got this first ever contact from my website. So I made my website 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. And it was basically just to put my work in one place, and I wasn't really expecting people to reach out, but got this random inbox one day, and it was my first ever email from the website, so it was very exciting. And then it was someone from the Australian Open, and more specifically, it's like for the players. It's like a players representation brand, and they're doing an event before the Australian Open that they needed a videographer and photographer. So I'm actually teaming up with Darren, bit of the old twin package.
Ooh, your Brotherhood Studios
revival. So that's fun. But what was really cool is we had a Zoom call with Kayla, the lady who contacted me and is sort of our contact there. We had a Zoom call with her and just to touch base, meet each other virtually, and it was really good. But during that, I just said, as out of curiosity, like I guess a bit of self-marketing, like how did you come across my website? And her answer was Gondola. I just think that's really cool. Yeah, So she's based in the US, and they're obviously there. Some of her team are coming down for the Australian Open to do the event. And then she was saying, look, I'm going down to Melbourne. I've never been to Melbourne before. And how on earth am I going to find like a videographer or like photographer? I don't know anyone. And then I think Gondola's a bit bigger over there. So sure enough, she searched it and my name came up and so on. So it worked.
There you go. A plug. That's actually worked out well for you then. I was skeptical in Gondola because I thought it would just be creatives like showing off their work, which is great, but I didn't think many other people would go out and actually use it. But there you go.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's why I wanted to raise it, because I think it's one thing that it's just a tool to be able to give ourselves credit, but to see real life examples of companies using it to their advantage or to find people, I think, yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So credit to them, really.
Are you excited to work with Darren again? How do we think that's going to go?
Oh, can't wait, because technically I organised it, so I'll be bossing him around.
I can't wait to hear the story of that.
Yeah, well, I'll take charge, but he's the photographer, I'm the videographer, but that's how we're going to play it. So we'll see how it goes. I'll report back to you. Yeah,
let me know. But congratulations, that's exciting.
Thank you, and shouts to Gondola. It's not about me. It sort of is. Speaking of me, Jules, let's keep it going, because my other bit of content is again me, and it's story time.
We're not ready to share this. Then I'll stop that.
Oh, what? I wasn't even.
Let's go back to story time. Come on.
Okay, the story time is probably what you shared. So everybody, basketball fans, if you haven't seen already, Dirk Nowitzki is coming to Australia, and Dirk Nowitzki is probably the greatest international NBA player ever, some would say. So anyway, Jules, I get the privilege of meeting Dirk on Monday morning, which is fun. But
that's very fun.
Yes, big German 7-footer. But I just wanted to show you this. So our friend Lee Olsen has done the graphic to celebrate Dirk coming to Australia. And if you click to the next slide, I just want a bit of a graphic design face-off. That's mine. So whose do you reckon's better?
Look, they're different styles, aren't they?
Exactly. Yep.
They're different styles. It's hard to say, really.
To one. Yeah, it's close.
It's close. Look, what I will say is that one of these designers is still in my top 10, and the other one is not pushing into it. So
one didn't get it. No.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's still pretty cool. A bit of work there.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Put my graphic design hat on for a second there.
Yeah, how many times did you have to check the text? Were you pretty pedantic with it?
Yeah, that wasn't. I was actually. So if you go to Chris Anstey's profile, there's a better graphic. This is just sort of a cut off of the first graphic I did, but there's a graphic that I'm more proud of. That's probably not that one. Sorry, it's very similar to that. There were a lot of different versions. Hang on, here we go. Down. That one with the earthy texture.
This one?
Yeah. So this was the first graphic I did. Listeners, sorry, it's going to be hard to describe, but I put together this graphic for Chris Anstey, and then I thought it was a great move by him to call on Lee Olsen to do a better one. But hey, I was happy with what I did.
Hey, but you inspired him to find that next.
I think so.
The next one, do you? That's still pretty cool. So for listeners at home, if you can't see this, Barks is photoshopped like a globe where Dirk is holding the basketball and Australia's front and centre. Done some clipping so that Australia is underneath his thumb. It's very high tech.
Yeah, it's powers of Photoshop. We'll
but
say
it does
that.
look cool. It looks very cool.
Thank you. I believe, unless they're being replaced by the better graphic, they might also be T-shirts as well, Jules. So I might be a bit of a T-shirt designer. Yeah.
Do you get extra money for tees?
No, I haven't quite worked that into my quoting. It's not a regular thing.
You should. It's your work. You should get some royalties, I reckon. You need a manager.
Sure.
Do you want me to draw up an org chart for?
No, you stick to celebrating.
But very good content. Let's get on to mine because I got a bit. Here we go.
I saw you put an outrageous amount in.
I've been busy, Bucks. I've been busy. Let's start this off. So I've started, I don't know if you've noticed this a little bit over the last few months, or there's like this trend where sports teams, particularly in the US, and I think we've spoken about it before with like Miami Heat, but like are posting way more memes or like jokey content as part of a carousel that also includes like normal content, if that makes sense. So they're like trying to really bring it in and not just doing it as a standalone. This is an example from the LA Rams, and they've done a bit of it lately. So they signed quarterback Baker Mayfield, and within 48 hours he was playing and he won them a game, which is unheard of for many reasons. But they've got this thing where it says, let him bake, as their like catch cry, I guess, for him, when he does something really good. First graphic they've got here is just a picture of Baker Mayfield with some tweets from some verified accounts on Twitter, just like all calling out his how good his game was. Then it goes into a little video of him saying something very Baker Mayfield. He's also a very he's got a lot of character to him. And then it just goes into memes that are like, hold up, let him bake. Win probability stuff. Just him headbutting people. Like, it's just random shit. But there's now like a series of them that like almost every week, if they win, they'll do stuff like this. What are your thoughts? Does it work?
It does for me, because I think the first post is really attention grabbing, and that brings the excitement of what they're trying to build excitement around. Like, I think sometimes we've seen the big, I don't know, like movie style posters to try to create some sort of buzz around whatever they're trying to do, but it draws you in. And then the rest of the stuff I think just works because it's like, I guess it's almost like pop culture. So it's like, it's referencing the sport, but also relating to fans that, like a different audience, I guess. If they're not too rusted on, they're going to sort of relate to Toy Story and these random things. But I personally like it. What do you think?
Well, I like it more than just, I agree. Like, I just like it more than just posting the meme itself. At least there's like something for everyone in here. Like, there's a little snippet, there's a little photo from the game. There's like the celebration of it all. I rate it. I think if you can pull it off, like, and it doesn't seem braggy either. Like, it's not at the expense of another team or anything. It's just like really buying into the hype of the fan. Whereas I think like sometimes memes can get like a bit, I don't know, on the edge of being like something that you can easily post. Like if you use the Miami Heat example where it's like very much calling out the other team. And I've got another example of that as well. But like it's just harmless fun, this stuff. And I would love to see it happen a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if Collingwood does something like this.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like you want to use humor to your advantage, but you don't want to cross that line of like, because I think often if you think of something that you're going to pull from a game that's humorous, it is sort of at someone else's expense or the other team's expense. So it's smart to use it to your advantage, but to almost like keep it lighthearted enough that you're sort of embracing his personality without doing anything that's going to get people, I don't know, fans
too pissed off.
Yeah, they might pick something out of nothing.
Yeah. On that, I might jump to this example that I had, which I love, but is probably on the fringe of like too far the other way. This is what the Detroit Lions posted, and you don't need sound, after they beat, I think it might have been the Bears or Chicago or something like that. It'll make sense once it starts playing.
You don't like it?
I love it. So for those just listening, it's I don't know how far people can remember back, but there used to be this video of a guy who's seen a grizzly bear on the side of the road, and he like flicks a piece of bread out of his car window, and the bear catches it and eats it. I think it went pretty viral back in the day. But the Detroit Lions social team have gone out and actually like got a piece of bread, a massive Sharpie, drawn an L on a piece of bread, and then cut that into the video of the bear eating the bread. So it like looks like they're handing them the loss. It's incredible effort just for a social video that goes for 10 seconds, but I think it's brilliant.
I think this is amazing. I think this is everything that is good about banter and sport, I think.
It's hilarious. Like it is probably one of those ones that's too far on the edge. Like I don't know if you get away with it.
Why?
I don't know. I just imagine like we wouldn't get away with it at Carlton. It'd be like, oh, humble. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but this is just fucking fun.
Yeah. That's such a good point, isn't it? Like you want to draw that humble line, but it's just like I don't know. I wonder if it'd be really interesting to see if that's talked about with American teams specifically.
Yeah.
Like internally.
Yeah. I feel like there's almost more of an unwritten, because there's more rivalry, isn't there? Like there's more genuine rivalry. So I think it's all good, but I don't know. Maybe they just do it and then ask questions later.
Yeah, I think it's just smart though, because it gets people talking. Like I know some of it might be negative. It gets people talking about your games.
It definitely does. Like, I mean, engagement-wise, like my dad always used to say, "There's no such thing as bad publicity, or any attention is good attention." Like, so, it's probably what they're just drawing into. Oh, look, I love it. It's fun. At the end of the day, no one's getting hurt. It's not really hurting it's not calling out one individual or anything like that. It's calling out the entire team. So I think fair go, play on.
Could you imagine like one of like our 2023 content catch up, not this podcast, but at Carlton? Could you imagine like working in one of these NHL or NFL teams, like the Detroit Lions, and on the big whiteboard, it's literally like anything goes, any engagement, good engagement, and that's it.
Yeah,
free reign.
I reckon that's how I'm going to start off the new year. My new motto for everyone: "Hey, fuck the club values. Any engagement is good engagement."
Book the meeting for like 2 minutes next time.
Oh god. Got two more. They're quick, I promise. This one's a short one from the NHL. And it's obviously part of a longer mic'd up piece. And I feel, and you probably know it way more as like a video producer, like the hard thing about mic'd up is that there's so much shit you got to sift through and to make it into like something worthwhile watching. Where like what they've done here, the NHL, is just picked like one great moment from it, and it goes for all of like 5 seconds, I reckon. And it's the Boston goalkeeper saying, "I've had Blink-182 in my head all day," and then it cuts to the scene of him singing it, and that's it. That's the content. And I think it's just like a real reminder that you don't have to make 20-second, 30-second, 40-second, 1 minute stuff. Like if there's a good 5-second clip, just go for it. And I mean, Blink-182 is the first comment on it, so I think it's done pretty well.
Yeah, I think your point is a very relevant one, because I think we need to get reminded, bring it back to Carlton. Like I am always of the impression, like if we do a mic'd up, I think my default view on it as well, like rightly or wrongly, maybe wrongly, is that you just make it like a best of mic'd up package. But like you don't need to, as you said, it doesn't need to go to 40 seconds to a minute. It can be that. It can be like a series of those individual 5 to 10 second clips that have totally different themes, and then the full one is on your website or the full one's on your YouTube. Like, yeah, I relate to it.
It's just, it could be like, and that's the thing, it could be one question and that's it, and you're done, and that's enough seconds to hook people. And even if it doesn't hook people, like to go and watch the full thing, it at least hooks people to comment and engage with it, as you can, like as we saw in those comments, like it was full of people just saying the same Blink-182 line all over and over again. I think those are just the moments you just got to take advantage of. Also, such an easy one that, hey, these athletes love the same music as we do. Like,
how easy is that to relate to?
Exactly. Yeah. Last one. I just thought these were really cool. Again, it comes from the I think it's college football space, but Anthony Garro on Twitter. I'll just expand the sparks, but you don't need the sound or anything. It's just using motion and layers to like do signing graphics. It's really insane.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I don't know how to explain this for those just listening. I might retweet it off the Content Catchup account so you can have a look. But it's just so many different layers to it, and like so much motion, and it's just like, I don't know, it's pretty incredible.
I actually saved this type of thing from the Booklet Nets, and someone else was so close to being my content because I've seen a lot of it recently too. I reckon the motion and layers of like animation, that type of thing this is amazing, by the way. This is so cool. But I reckon that's going to be big this year.
Yeah, I think so as well. Hey, there you go. Heard it here first. Big trend for 2023.
It's probably already big, but you're seeing a lot more of it already, I think.
It's cool because like a lot of it it's just like static imagery. Like there's some video in there, but I think you could do it quite low key as well. Like you wouldn't have to go to all these layers. They've added a lot in there.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. Like we always mention this on this podcast. Like, what are you actually trying to do with this? Like, this is probably just something that you're trying to creatively challenge yourself. But if it's the same result of a game day graphic or a signing, like it's just a static image, like it's. Oh, I don't know. I think you always got to push yourself because then fans will probably appreciate how different it is.
I think it's attention grabbing, right? Like, and maybe that's the point you make. Like, it does take a little bit longer, but is it stopping people and actually making them consume it more? Because, like, how many re-signing graphics have we seen now? How many this graphic, that graphic, game day, whatever? True. So, what's the point of difference that will actually make someone stop? And for something like a game day graphic, it's what's going to make them stop, take note of the details, and actually maybe purchase a ticket or whatever it is. So maybe it is worthwhile.
I think that one step further, though, if you saw this twice or three times with the same animation, because no doubt that's a complicated, like After Effects files, would you get sick of it?
Yeah. Well, and that's again, like, do you just pick your moments, like big rivalry games or like big player achievements or whatever it might be?
You know what's so stupid about this? There's no doubt going to be fans that will respond to this club's animation and be like, I can't read it. I can't even see what player it is.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Of course there would be. Fans stuff.
Different audiences.
All right. Anyway, that's my content.
You've done well a lot. You said you were at the beach and taking time off. I reckon you're just on the scroll trying to find multiple bits of content.
I've just started saving stuff, and I actually started looking through my likes and save stuff on Instagram before I get on the show, and I think it's actually quite helpful.
It's very helpful. It's a good tool.
Yeah.
Speaking of tools, here's our segue to eggs of the week.
Egg of the week.
Yeah, I could go some eggs. Hungry. All right, you go first.
I've got a couple. I'm going to start off with the easy one. So I saw this on Highlight Her, which is the female channel for like House of Highlights, I think, or something like that.
I think it is.
So Michigan women's hockey hits $20,000 goal to cover the ice bill. So this is a big egg to Michigan University. Like, they don't fund their own hockey team, and they have to rent ice time at their own school. So they had to come up with $20,000, and they're in Div 1 as well. Like, this is all cooked. Like, the team doesn't have a locker room or closet space to store equipment, so players have to store the gear themselves. They also rent university vans and drive themselves to games.
I applaud.
It's incredible.
We see too much. Yeah, we see too many of these examples, and the Female Athlete Project, a good one close to home that sort of give it our attention in Australia. But not just Australia, but probably ones that more Australians follow. But like, I just have so much appreciation for, I guess the majority of the female athletes that just, I don't know, they keep playing basically, because there'd be so many examples that you're just like, why do they bother? But
and why do I have to go to this effort just to play the sport I like?
Yeah, that's probably more what I mean, not bother, because obviously it's still fun and it's still like a sport. But
yeah. Next one. So, World Cup has just happened. Apparently, there was a different feed that the Chinese government put up compared to the rest of the world, where the Chinese version of the broadcast wouldn't show people without wearing masks. So rather than show like the fans or anything in the crowd, they would just show like the umpires or the coaches on the sidelines because they were okay not to have masks on.
It literally looks like COVID days where there's no crowd on the China feed.
Yeah. It's so crazy, isn't it?
Egg. It is.
If you're listening, our Chinese overlords, like, just we're not a complete egg, you know. And last one, the continue with the World Cup theme. Have you seen all this shit with Salt Bay at the World Cup?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, so you know who Salt Bay is, though, right?
No. I'll Google it. Is it the old meme you mean?
Yeah, the guy who does salt onto the sea.
Yeah. No, I do. Sorry, didn't know he had a official name. Relax.
Yeah. No, his official name is like Nusser or something like that. Do you know that
Kevin.
Instead?
No, I just know the meme. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, so he somehow snuck his way onto the World Cup, like after, like the World Cup pitch after the final, and was getting like ridiculous photos with the like World Cup trophy, interrupting the players' celebrations. There's like a video of where he tried to get a photo with Messi, and Messi was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" and kept pushing him away. And like, it's just incredible. And he got into a lot of trouble because I think only the team that's won it are allowed on the field, obviously, and also to hold the trophy. And he kept like touching it and grabbing it. At this point, like, this guy's little kid is trying to grab the trophy, and old Salt Bay is just like, "Nah, that's mine. Thank you very much." It's just, fuck me, egg.
God, I initially thought it was I initially thought it was like a marketing thing.
Oh, it probably is.
Like they purposely did it.
He's also, he does the Salt Bay thing to the top of it. Fuck me. What a nut.
What's wrong with our society?
I don't know, man. I just don't know. Anyway, they're my eggs. What do you got, Bart?
All right, you've got a big week. I've got one egg, but it's quite a funny one. So in the basketball world, you'll often see these stats, and they're usually quite engaging. And this one was from the Clippers-Pistons game. And then NBA on ESPN, they casually... So it's one of those stats where it's just like, oh, I'll just read it out and we can get to the point of it. But it's like, entering this game, teams were 2 and 12,873 when trailing by 14 plus points with 3 minutes remaining since 1997. So I'll just read that again. Entering this game, teams were 2 and 12,873 when trailing by 14 plus points. It's just stats gone too far. Who gives a shit?
Oh,
and the comments are like, what do y'all even find? How do y'all even find this info? What in the ESPN stat? It's gone too far. It's funny. Like,
imagine if they had worded it rather than that. They're gone, we analysed 12,875 games and found.
That's ridiculous. Cool. I actually found it quite entertaining there.
It's some poor intern has gone and found that and been like, "This is really great," and they're like, "Yeah."
That's the other thing. Like,
too much.
When is this? Like, how many? And my head goes to how many of these sort of stats are sitting there for when, like, a current game matches it, sort of thing. Like, do you just have these things sitting there? And you're like, oh, hang on, this, and I don't know, like, who's clued on that quickly? They'll be like, hang on, that relates to that outrageous stat we've got.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Bizarre. Yeah. Again,
anyway,
where's society gone? let's flip it. Let's go to some bosses. Now,
Let's do it.
I think we've got the same boss.
Oh my goodness, 2023 started off a bit wacky. We do though. I'll let you take the ropes on this one, but great minds.
So we both stumbled, and this wasn't planned, of course. We do the run sheet independently before the show. So on Bleacher Report, a team signing session, there should be no reason people think that this is like players come in and sign one and then move on. Like they sign like hundreds of things at the same time on one day. Like there's no, let's not hide that fact. So they've got an athlete signing stuff, and they've also got an assistant who's like ripping the Guernsey out from like underneath him as soon as he lifts his like pen. Like the risk factor on this is like huge, right? Like if that guy's still got his pen on that shirt, straight big black line down the whole thing.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's so American, isn't it? It's like so unnecessary. It's like, buddy, just like flick it to the side.
You'll see this guy. This is like a perfect example. You'll see this guy as like CEO of or like owner of a team one day, and there'll be this vision of like, hey, that's that dude.
Yeah, remember when he used to grind? It's like,
yeah, LinkedIn. What's that LinkedIn Twitter page you said weeks ago? That's quite funny.
Yeah. But also, anyway. What is this guy? How much time is he saving? Like, how much time is he saving?
Like a combined 4 seconds, maybe?
Oh, mate. We've done the math, and in 12,885 Guernsey signings, this is the fastest way to do it.
Hey, but there's also the flip side of it. Take your job seriously. Take your job serious, people, because you might get noticed and lead to your dreams. Who knows?
Who knows? The other one I had, I can't be bothered finding the bloody tweet. You across this Andrew Tate, is that his name? And Greta Thunberg stuff that's been happening on Twitter?
I think, no, not really. Like, I know the name, but
yeah,
hit me.
So Andrew Tate, controversial figure. He like tweeted something out at Greta Thunberg, who's like one of the youngest environmental activists in the world, with a picture of all his like sports cars and stuff like that. And he was like, these guzzle petrol, basically. He's like, and emits bad carbon, and added Greta Thunberg. And the tweet also said something like, would you like me to send you all the details of how these cars are bad for the environment and why I don't care? And she replied with, yeah, sure, email me at smalldickenergy@gmail.com. Great tweet, number one. Like, that's a great reply. But the dickhead thought it was for real and like made this video that was like, oh, like how funny that your email address is small dick energy. Da, 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 da. So jokes completely gone over his head.
Surely not.
But then what's better than that is that the rumor goes, or the story goes, and there's probably some fact checking that's occurred on this, but the video he posted, he had this specific brand of like pizza box in the video, and that pizza box gave away his location in Hungary or something, and then he got arrested for like he'd basically been on the hit list, and he got arrested. So
what an idiot.
And then to round it all out, and this is why Greta's the boss, she turns around with another tweet, and she's like, environmental warrior, of course. She's like, well, that's why you should recycle your pizza boxes, isn't it?
That's great.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, she's smart and Twitter smart. Don't know. Good sense of humor, I guess.
Good sense of humor. Anyway, they're mine. Now let's go and let's fight, Barks. I'm ready.
Yeah, I've just seen this run sheet, and this is I'm ready to throw the first fist. Do you want to explain what the hell your controversial call is?
Mate, dogs are dumb.
Contentroversial.
I'm done.
Dogs are dumb.
They're fucking
Explain.
dumb.
They're not.
Okay.
Explain.
Your dog tried to hump me and then barked at me when I said no. Dumb.
How's that dumb? That's acknowledging.
What is that? What is that?
He's trying to figure out what kind of person you are. He's assessing you. He's trying one extreme to the other, and I think that's rather intelligent, actually.
No, it's not. Okay. Would you?
Are you going to be a lover, or is he going to murder you?
Or are you going to be a serial
dogs are smarter
rapist?
than humans.
Like, they're not.
He. I think they might think differently to you and I. And that's maybe why you're drawing this conclusion that they're dumb. But I think you'll find that he's figuring you out as quick as possible. So he doesn't want to mess around. There's no time wasting. One extreme to the other.
Absolutely, just reaffirm that cats are the superior creature.
No. I actually think I've defended Brad quite well there.
No, you didn't. You're basically justifying that humping something when you first meet it to sound it out is suitable behaviour.
If you're a small Jack Russell who's got issues.
Yeah, he's got issues because dogs are dumb. All dogs have some sort of issue. I've never met a dog that's just like, oh, this dog just chills. Every other dog is like, yeah, he chills, but like he'll hump you and then he'll bark at you. And he's a chill dog, but he pisses after he goes up the stairs. Yeah, like they're just weird, man. They're dumb creatures.
If dogs are so dumb, how can Reggie not go through doorways until he's commanded through?
Because they will literally do dumb things like that. Because they require someone to tell them what to do to operate.
That's smart. You couldn't teach that to a cat. Could you teach that to a cat?
You could, but you wouldn't because they'd be like, no, fuck you. I'm smart enough to think for myself.
No, you're wrong.
Look at Max.
You're never being invited to dinner again.
That's fine. We'll have a dog first, cat off, and that's fine.
I'll bring Elise in for mine because I reckon she'll win it on behalf of Team Dogs.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
let's shift
glad
this
we
back
finally
to
fought.
Yeah, that was good. Bit of steam out, bit of an outlet. Halftime and post-game interviews are boring and need to be reinvented.
What's this on the back of? Give me some context. Why now?
Well,
why now?
every single halftime interview, particularly, but most post-game interviews they're the same. You get the same thing. You get the same boring post-game press conference style answers from the players. They just need to be. I think it's on the interviewers. You've seen people like probably in the NBA where they be a bit quirky and can ask some non-sport questions and get a bit more out of them. But either don't do them if you're going to ask the same boring questions like what are you going to do in the second half to keep up this lead, or what are you going to do in the second half to get back the lead. Like they're shit boring. They don't get anything out of them. Yeah.
I wish I could fight you on this one, but I agree. I think they're just like...
Oh, it's not that fun, but...
Nah, I think they're like... They seem like a legacy piece that they just do because they're like, what else do we do to fill the time? They're just time fillers. Yeah. They're not like...
Yeah, but like you can still do it, but why not try to get two players? Like I get it's still like in the middle of the game where you got to be professional and whatnot, and you can't ask them outrageous questions or anything, but I don't know. I just find them stale.
So the one I have liked, I was saying, I've been watching a bit of cricket this summer, which is no surprise. And they've started doing a interview like during the drinks breaks. Like they'll go out and talk to either a fielder or or the batsman. And I think that is not a bad interview because they talk about like the wicket, they talk about the weather, they talk about like what they're trying to do for the next 10 to 15 overs. Maybe that's a solution. Like change when you do the interviews. Like the quarter time, like in game, I think is pretty cool and can lead to some good moments. But like the break ones are, kind of stock standard, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. Actually, maybe it's the timing of them because you've seen the NBL. I've seen a fair bit of it this season. Actually, they'll go to if it's like an injured player and they'll talk to them instead of at halftime. Like if there's a need that you have to speak to the players or you still want to, I think during the game's a very good call. Like that's entertaining to me. Yeah,
because then you also got the element of like something might happen live and you get the players' raw reaction to it. So
yeah. Good response by you, Jules. I agree, and you agree with me. So it's all lovey-dovey here.
That's all lovey-dovey. Now, I am going to send something your way, Michael. And we're going to finish off on a high note. Can you see the chat window in Riverside?
Yes. Okay.
Now, friends and enemies, you won't be able to hear this. Barks, you don't need to watch all of it. It goes for 6 minutes, but I'm finally going to make good on my promise of sharing the wedding video that I performed for the lovely David and Cara. I'll share a bit of the screen as well, and that way we can watch a bit of it.
Is there a time code you can send me to?
No. Just listen. You'll hear it pretty straight away. Just listen to the beautiful narration. Just sit back and enjoy, everyone. Here's a couple of minutes of arguably the best wedding celebration in the world. Here we go.
You know we can't hear your audio.
I know, but you should be playing at the same time, Barks.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh, he sounds good.
He's coming confident.
Huh?
He's coming confident. Anyway, there's more of me later on. You don't need to listen to the bridesmaids and stuff like that. This was all about me, really. Yeah, but friends and enemies, I will at this stage have just cut out the bits that are me talking, so you'll be able to enjoy those for the rest of your life. And if you are thinking of getting married in the state of California, please do consider my services. I do charge a fly out fee now. But yeah, we can work that out.
Did you charge for this?
No. God, no. The amount of shit I was talking.
Were they happy? I think I asked you.
They were happy. Look, I think I did a pretty decent job. I'm going to say that. I mean, they used me as the narration of the bloody video, so it can't have been that bad.
True. All right, post the best bits on our channels because I want to hear them. Even if you have to do a bit of a quick cut, best of Jules.
Yep, and maybe I'll get a call up for your wedding. You never know.
Oh, you won't because it's already been locked in, and she seems not that you don't seem good. She seems good. So
yeah, all right.
Sorry about that. Anyway, one quick one to end on. As this will be coming out Wednesday, if I've got my dates right, happy birthday, Jules, for the following day. Is that right? Before I've awkwardly got it right?
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah,
we'll having a birthday on Thursday.
You decided you're going to have it Thursday?
Well, I decided I'm going to live another year, so yeah, probably have to.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get in first because it's not really important, but I think it's nice that I'm the first one this year to say happy birthday. So
yeah, thank you, Michael. Big 3-1. Hey, welcome. Here we go again.
It's a big year. Everyone talks about 3-1. Not really. It's a bit of a random age, isn't it?
It's the year. It's the age to be, mate. It's the age to be.
It is. Anyway, happy birthday for tomorrow. You're a great human, and that's about it.
Thanks, Bucks.
So thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to another episode, Friends and Enemies. We appreciate you. I don't know if we're going to persist with the live episode, but we might. What do you reckon, Jules?
I really want to. We just look.
I think we've got to be in the right room, same room. Sorry,
we've definitely got to be in the right room. So maybe we wait until we're both back at work, and we can do it on like a Friday afternoon, and we just use the work internet because I think like I definitely can't use my internet. It's clear,
and you'll get humped at my house. So
exactly, because dogs are dumb.
Yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening. It's been fun. We'll catch you next week for Jules' birthday review. We'll have a massive review of that.
Bye.